When it comes to Christianity, one of the most fascinating characters in the Bible is undoubtedly Satan. Known as the adversary or the devil, Satan is a prominent figure who is often portrayed as a malevolent force in the biblical texts. However, have you ever wondered what Satan says about God in the Bible? Let's dive in and explore this intriguing topic. Despite his reputation as a sinister figure, Satan actually has a lot to say about God in the Bible. In fact, some of his words provide us with valuable insights into the nature and character of God. In the book of Job, Satan is portrayed as a challenger of God's sovereignty. He argues that Job, a righteous man, is only righteous because God has blessed him with good fortune. Satan challenges God to take away Job's blessings and see if he remains faithful. This exchange between Satan and God reveals two things: first, that Satan recognizes God's power and sovereignty, and second, that God is willing to allow suffering and adversity to test the faith of his followers. In another passage, Satan is depicted as tempting Jesus in the wilderness. Here, he offers Jesus all the kingdoms of the world if he will bow down and worship him. Jesus rejects the offer, saying that he will only worship God. This exchange reveals two things as well: first, that Satan has the power to offer worldly rewards, and second, that Jesus recognizes that worship belongs only to God. Moreover, in the book of Revelation, Satan is portrayed as a dragon who wages war against God's people. He is described as a deceiver who seeks to lead people astray and draw them away from God. This depiction of Satan reinforces the idea that God is the ultimate authority and that Satan is his adversary. In addition to these passages, Satan's very name tells us something about his relationship to God. The name Satan comes from the Hebrew word Satan, which means adversary. This name implies that Satan is in opposition to God and seeks to undermine his authority. Despite his opposition to God, Satan is not an all-powerful figure. In fact, the Bible teaches that God ultimately triumphs over Satan and his forces. In the end, Satan is cast into the lake of fire and God's kingdom is established on earth. In conclusion, while Satan is often depicted as a malevolent force in the Bible, his words and actions provide us with valuable insights into the nature of God. Through his challenges and temptations, we see that God is sovereign and that worship belongs only to him. And through Satan's ultimate defeat, we see that God's kingdom will ultimately triumph over all opposition.